Howdy YouTube. So today I was out with my mates, and for a bit of fun we thought we'd go back to our childhood, and we purchased some of these, the Pokémon Evolutions trading cards. Now I didn't really know what to expect. A friend of mine is a really big card wheeler and dealer, and he was saying that these cards are basically reprints of the old classic cards that I had as a kid. And sure enough, that's exactly what they were. They were fantastic. I'm just going to show a couple off to you guys and show you the differences between the original cards and the newer ones. So first up, we had a really nice looking Growlithe. Tangler, I don't think anyone is going to miss, but definitely looks like an old school card that I used to have. I had the old school one of Staryu. Energy is kind of the dud cards. Magikarp. Now I am going to be showing you guys the original from back in the day and the new ones in a second. So Onix, I remember as a kid in the Pokemon games, I always loved him, but he's not really that great. Arcane, fantastic. Charmeleon, I used to love this card. Absolutely loved it. I hope I still have one lying around, because I always love the artwork on this guy and the card itself. Another Energy, de-evolution spray. Here we have an ad for more Pokemon cards. Tangler makes another appearance. Machoke, Weedle, classic. Another Onix. Guess we see what's rare and what's common. A Charizard EX, just to compare with the Mew X, I guess, over there. This is a beautiful looking card. They absolutely nailed that. I'll zoom in so you guys can see. That looks fantastic. Definitely love the way that card looks. I wish they did it, though, with the old school Charizard. That would have been fantastic. We have, we have Magma. That's a nice looking card as well. Haunter. Flying Pikachu. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about the Flying Pikachu. As a kid, I remember I traded quite a few for this Pikachu. Don't ask me why. Stupid kid. No real justification for it. But I remember the guy wanted to trade back because, for whatever reason, he also really liked this Pikachu. And I didn't want to trade him back for it because, obviously, this is what I wanted. So we got into a bit of a scuffle. He ended up, because he was bigger than me, taking the card and throwing it in a drain. And I remember absolutely cracking the shits. And I may have torn a couple of his Pokemon cards. And shortly after, Pokemon cards got banned from the school. Not for that reason, for a lot of other ones where kids were buying the fake $2 shop Pokemon cards. And you'd trade the fake cards for the real ones. And yeah, good times. And then the most prestigious, rarest card of them all. In all honesty, this is probably my favorite in the set. As a kid, I used to love coughing and also wheezing. Mainly because I loved Team Rocket growing up. So there we have the set. I'll sleeve these up and show you guys the comparisons with the original versions of them. Okay, so call it a selective memory. I thought that these cards were straight up reprints. It turns out they are a fair bit different to the ones I had as a kid. You can see the coughing there. It is the same artwork, but then the rest of the card is completely different. Just to give you guys an example, this I guess was a later release that was different to the coughing that I had as a kid, as you can clearly see. So that's one thing that I guess is a bit of a surprise. The stats and everything seem pretty much the same. It's just a few differences with the actual card itself. And here we've got the Magikarps. Obviously we have the old school retro and we have the newer one. Again, I guess this must have been a different series to the original Pokemon cards because there's quite a few things different on this one. You can see obviously with the red, but it's re-releases of the artwork, but the cards themselves are quite different upon closer inspection. Again, just some more differences, new versus old. There we have Machoke. That is the Team Rocket one, admittedly. But some differences with the old school cards and the newer ones. And Onix, just for comparison, you can see the older Onix I had was a lot weaker. This one's substantially better. I honestly think that these are a re-release of a later release of cards. If that's correct or not, please let me know in the comments below. You can see, obviously, the artwork is different too. It looks like they've enhanced this artwork, which they did a really good job because the cards have a retro feel to them, but at the same time, obviously, look a lot newer and better than the originals. Here we go again, new versus old. You can see the newer ones are a lot stronger, but the artwork is pretty much the same. Again, they've gone through and enhanced some things. On this one, on camera, I'm not sure if you can see, the ledge is a lot darker. I'm hoping that will come across there. But yeah, a lot more differences than what I initially thought. As far as similarities to the older cards, the Charmeleon has the best resemblance. You can see obviously the stats on him. The attacks, same attacks, but completely different power levels. Health at least is the same. Artwork looks relatively the same. But again, these newer cards are not just straight up reprints of the old ones, that's for sure. Overall, that was a really enjoyable experience. Definitely took me back to my childhood. I love the artwork of these cards. To me, this is Pokemon. I'm not a fan of how the newer cards look and things like that. This will always be, for me, Pokemon, and that's what I loved as a kid, and I still love now. These cards were a great throwback. If you can find them and you're a Pokemon fan, definitely a must-have, well worth picking up. Just be aware there are some differences between these and the original cards you may have had as a kid, but for value and everything like that, absolutely a great buy. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on the Pokemon Evolutions set. We've got Pokemon cards.